Question 10 is conceptual questions for part A and part B. So part A says, for each variable on the data set, enter the type of data and the level of measurement. So we have age, annual income, number of purchases, state, city, gender, and movie genre, and dollar amount. Then our options are qualitative nominal, qualitative ordinal, or quantitative interval. So to answer this, we got to understand what each one means. So qualitative nominal would be a value that is not numeric in nature, but it can be used to categorize a certain data points, such as state, city, gender. Qualitative ordinal can be numeric in nature sometimes, but it's used to categorize certain qualities. So, for example, a rating scale would be like 1 being least favorable, 2 being somewhat favorable, 3 being very favorable, 4 being extremely favorable, and 5 being the most favorable. So that would be qualitative ordinal. And then quantitative interval and ratio would just be data that is numeric in nature and can be an interval form or a ratio level. So an interval form of data would be certain age, date of birth, things like that. And then ratio would be measurements such as distance or depth. So with that in mind, I think we can assume that age is quantitative. Annual income is also quantitative. The number of purchases, I would say, is also quantitative. And the state would be a qualitative nominal, since it's not numeric in nature. And then city would also be qualitative nominal, since it's also not including any numbers such as a range or a scale. And then gender would also be qualitative nominal, and movie genre would also be qualitative characteristic, qualitative nominal. And the dollar amount would be a quantitative variable. So for part B, it says select the correct keyword to complete each of the following statements. The process of gathering data on all cases in the population is called, that would be a census. The descriptive measure of the population is called parameter. A descriptive measure of sample is called a statistic. A proportion or subset of the case we are interested in studying is called a sample. The complete collection of all entities we are interested in studying is called a population. The process of using sample data to reach a conclusion about the target population is called an interface.